back to my YouTube channel, #MovieBae. I am MovieBae, and in this video, I'm going to be recapping and reviewing episode 4 of Bad Boys Texas. But before we get too into it, though, I would like for y'all to drop down and hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Because here on MovieBae, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that is the type of content that you like, you might as well stick around and hit the subscribe button. And if you find yourself enjoying my commentary along the way, don't be afraid to give me a thumbs up and or drop a comment down below, sharing your own thoughts and opinions on my commentary or the episode. Now let's go ahead and get into it. This scene starts off with Rel, Orlando, and Banga at the breakfast table. And in this scene, we start to see Orlando getting back to his Orlando social media ways by saying that Michael Jackson is his daddy and Elvis is his mama. Yeah, he's withdrawing. And then we also find out that Big Banga is not going to calm down until he gets his lick back. Orlando and they really just want Banga to chill out. Like, they've had their multiple rounds. Know when to stop, Orlando says. Let's be honest, especially if you are a fighter. If you lose a fight, you are going to want to continue to fight until you win. So, like, I don't know why everybody is, like, surprised or annoyed at the fact that Banga wants to fight again. Next sit down is between Mo, Razby, and Carry-On. And this is when they recap last night how Razby was turned up, humping strippers, licking booties, kissing strippers. And y'all already know how I felt about Razby. Straight embarrassment. I agree with Prince, what he says later on in the episode. Straight embarrassment. You doing too much. Get your nasty, sweaty, stanky ass off of the dancers. Thanks. Then also in this scene, we kind of get an insight on how the guys feel about Banga. They feel that Banga doesn't really feel like he belongs because it takes him a little bit longer to open up to the group. So they really do want to make sure that he feels accepted within the group. The next scene is between Jonathan and Banga, and I don't know why, but Banga was in defense mode when Jonathan came in. He thought that he was going to have to square up with him, but that's not the type of time that Jonathan was on. What Jonathan really wanted to do was to tell Banga that, I don't like the way you dress, so I went to buy you some more clothes. Now, when I was watching other people's reviews, I was like, well, they were like, Jonathan's so nice. He said that all the boys were picking on Banga, so he bought him some clothes. I was like, that's not how I remember the scene going. That's not what I wrote in my notes. So I went back to rewatch, and I was like, nah, y'all. What Jonathan did was sweet. It really was. However, it was the delivery. Because, like, don't come in here talking about, yeah, so I ain't like what you wore last night, so I bought you something else. Like, damn, nigga. Like, it's a way, it's a better way to have said that. Yes, it was a nice action, but his delivery, I would have been like, bitch, what? But when you factor in the rest of the episode, it really says a lot about what the group thinks about Banga. Like, everybody else can quote-unquote dress and they wear designer, but Banga is like the people's champ. Like, he's a regular, smuggler guy. I personally thought that he was straight. Like, he had, like, good fashion sense because he was rocking the New Balances, and y'all know New Balances is back in style. They trending or whatever. I got me a couple of pair, okay? So I feel like the group looks down on Banga because he doesn't have as much, quote-unquote, as they do. However, here's the problem with black people. Black people think that labels represents wealth. If I was walking out and I saw this group of young men, I would think that Banga was the richest because Banga dress how millionaires dress. They be having sweatpants on, dad shoes, and a regular shirt. That's wealth. So, like, don't judge a book by its cover. That's the moral of the story. So, during their conversation, you know, Banga is grateful for his new clothes because it is very thoughtful of Jonathan to spend his own money on Banga, you know, to help him, I guess, quote-unquote, fit in with the group. However, Banga was like, yeah, I'm going to put this on. I'm going to look real nice after I get my lick back. And Jonathan is surprised, you know, like, what? You trying to fight again? Yes, I'm trying to fight again. But in Jonathan's confessional, he was like, I mean, like, let's be honest. If I had lost a fight, especially 4 times, you can believe I'm going to want to fight again. Oh, my God. All right, so the only reason I'm including this scene is because what happens on later in the episode. But Razby and Orlando basically sit down and talk about their mutual respect for one another. And they basically let us know how they've been friends throughout the industry for years. All right. Then eventually Jonathan and Relly join the conversation, and this is when Darrell tells everybody that, hey, I want to have a house meeting before we go out because Banga is trying to fight Lou yet again. Before we can even get to the meeting, when Red walks in the house, he sees a kerfunkle going on. Lou is hooping and hollering and screaming and yelling about how he doesn't want to fight again, and he's already beat Banga up. And Banga just sitting there like, yeah, so whenever you ready, like, I'm about to get my lick back. Now, during this scene, during Lou's confessional, I low-key agreed with Lou. He was like, if I was Banga and what I brought to the table was the fact that I'm a known fighter, I'm known for knocking people out, and I lose a fight, I am going to want to fight again. But Lou was like, but baby, I already beat you, so you just need to pick something else at this point. Then Prince gets involved and he's basically telling Banga, like, you need to calm down. It's been 4 rounds. You lost 4 times. And in my head, I'm like, Banga didn't lose 4 times. Like, it's been 4 rounds. He probably lost 2 out of 4. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he didn't get his ass beat. Like, I don't know why everybody just saying, like, bro, like, you lost. Like, you got your ass whooped on TV. Like, let it go. Like, I didn't see that. Banga obviously not letting it go. So Prince says, you know what? Fine. If y'all want to box, put the gloves on. I low-key agree. Put the gloves on. That way security will let y'all go longer. But Banga like, nah, I need to hit this nigga with my raw hands. So they square up. It's some missing some swings. And then eventually Banga gets him. You know, pulls his hair out. I thought it was his real hair. This nigga got a plug in the back of his head. And now Banga like, all right, I'm good. I don't want to fight no more. I thought that's so funny. I'm like, bro, now Banga, I agree with the group on this one. Because, of course, Banga don't want to fight no more because I'm winning. I'm on top. I know when to leave because I'm on top now. And the whole group is like, nah, bro, because now Lou want to fight and he got to get his league back. You know what I'm saying? So, on one end, I agree with Banga how it did seem like favoritism. It seemed like the whole house was like, nah, let Lou fight again. Let Lou fight again. But at the same time, I was kind of like, Banga, you can't stop when you want to stop. That ain't how it works. So now if this guy want to fight again because he lost, we just going to keep fighting and fighting and fighting. And I feel like that's what real point was. He was like, it's never going to end because somebody's always going to lose and somebody's always going to want to fight again. But honestly, Relly was doing way too much in this episode, screaming, go home, go home. If you want to fight so much, go home, go home. Did y'all forget what freaking show y'all are on? Y'all mad that he want to fight? If he wasn't fighting, if Banga wasn't carrying this out, this season would be the Best Friends Club. And y'all know that's not what y'all signed up for anyway. So why y'all tripping? This comes down to a house vote, I guess. And you got a couple people like lame ass Mo City JB, talking about he want Banga to go home. This nigga Mo is so lame, y'all. I'm about to get on his head. This nigga is so freaking corny, bro. And I'm going to get into it a little bit later on in episode 2. He's so lame, bro. I'm disgusted that he's from Texas. But you know what? That's when it comes to that Houston versus Dallas thing. I'm Triple D all day. So that's that Houston nigga shit. That's that I'm pretty boy looking ass, lame ass, light skin ass shit. So I'm going to let that nigga ride. But when it comes to a real nigga, real Triple D nigga, Jonathan, talking about, nah, he's staying. Everybody put their motherfucking head down. That's what the fuck I thought. Y'all lame ass niggas. Fuck out of here. This ain't Survivor, nigga. Fuck you thought. This ain't Big Brother, bitch. It's the Bad Boys Club. Oh, boom. It's settled. Bang ain't going nowhere. So all the guys go out for that night. And this is when Prince talks about how Razby was a disgrace and an embarrassment for his behavior the night before. And I 100% agree. Okay. And Raz B was just like, my bad, bro. I was just trying to turn the club up. I was lit. I got that shit popping off. And then you got lame-ass Mo. First off, Raz B and Mo both lame. But then you got lame-ass Mo in the corner under his breath mumbling like a bitch-ass nigga. Talk about, nah, bro, I popped that hoe off. You did your thing, but I popped that hoe off. I do this shit easily all day. That's me. Shut up. Like, shut up. Nobody knows you, bro. Nobody knows you. I went to school in Houston for 3 years. I ain't been in Houston since 2020. However, actively in Houston since 2020. However, I've never met or heard of this nigga. I've never heard a song by this nigga. It's giving an inflated sense of self, bro. You are nobody, bro. You just a typical ass, light-skinned ass nigga that think that he got that shit, bro. Fuck out of here. Mo is so lame to me, y'all. Lou also takes his time to apologize to Banga and say, yeah, that we fought, you know, but I don't want you to feel like you're not a part of this group because you are a part of the group and you are a part of the show and blah, 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 brotherhood. They hug it out. The club is clubbing. Boom. Now it's time to hop on the bus and go to Austin. Hey, Grant LaShawn. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Grant LaShawn channel. He does bad boys and baddies as well. Wanted to know how far Austin and Houston was? 3 hours. Texas is big as hell. So the guys are all on the bus, and this is when we find out some tea. Apparently, the vibe on the bus is quiet and weird, and Orlando decides that he's going to break the silence by stating how Raz B told him that Chef D and Prince were supposed to be fighting on the bus. Now, obviously, Raz B is taken aback because it's like, damn, bro, I told you that in confidence. I thought we were brothers. We've been in the industry. We've been friends. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that I could trust you with this information, but apparently not. This is when Chef D turns to Raz B and confronts him like, where would you even get this information from? Now, Raz B is in the moment of trying to defend himself, but he is kind of talking in circles, but he just kind of wanted to call Orlando out on how, dang, bro, like I was low-key looking out for you. I just wanted to make sure you didn't get hit in the crossfire on some stuff between Chef D and Prince. But apparently your loyalty lies elsewhere. And of course, this is when Chef D and Prince jump on Raz B for him being messy, when in all actuality, Orlando is the one who's being messy because he's the one who blurted that out in the middle of nowhere when nobody was talking about nothing. Chef D decides to pick yet another fight with Raz B on some stuff that happened off camera, per usual. They went out to a club in Houston. He told everybody to go get some ones. Apparently, Carry-On didn't get any ones because he had his own ones. But that's a small battle. Maybe it'll come up in next episode. But Chef D is basically upset with Raz B because it was a $600 tab and Raz B left without putting anything on the bill. Money is a good thing to fight about, y'all. But I feel like this was orchestrated. Chef D really wasn't mad. He wanted to bring up some old shit. You could tell that he planned it in his head. He not a real fighter. He stood over Raz B with his plate for like 10 minutes arguing. So that's why I'm saying, like, he not a real fighter. He thought about it. He tried to pump himself up. Eventually, he swings on B2K Legacy. Like, the disrespect is giving Gen Z. How old is this nigga? Next week, it looks like Raz B and Orlando will have words with one another. Chef D is trying to square up with security. A battle you're going to lose because you can't even fight the cast. What makes you think you can fight the security? And something that's really, really surprising, Banga in Orlando? Like, what? Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if it's your first time here and you enjoy my commentary. Stick around. I promise you're going to want to. I promise you won't be disappointed. I promise you. I promise you. Also, give me a thumbs up if you enjoy my commentary. And, of course, leave a comment down below. What were your thoughts and your opinions on this episode? Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.